India is reducing oil imports from Russia and more to come. Swiss president acting very strange. Perhaps he's sick. Hard times are hitting Europe so hard, even Christmas ducks become unaffordable. Belarusian state program is being redirected. A new high-tech facility is to be built near Vitebsk. And the biggest news of the week: will SpaceX save Russians from food lions? Welcome to another World's News as Seen from Russia update. Howdy, friends. My name is Konstantin, and this is Inside Russia. Every Wednesday I give you a Russian take on important news, and let's jump straight to number one. The first news of this past week comes from India, Russia's new ally and friend. That's how Russian officials like to call India now. Well, not such friend anymore. Indian refineries have greatly reduced oil imports from Russia as the discounts have become unattractive. In other words, not big enough. That's according to the Indian oil minister Hardeep Singh Puri. I'm not sure what is right. I quote, "The Indian leadership has only one requirement: that the Indian consumer receives energy at the most economical price and without interruption." And you know what? That is perfectly said, and that is common sense and pure logic, and I agree with that. Market economy. That's it. Just like that. Wait, what about friendship between India and Russia that Russian top officials were ensuring Russians taxpayers of? India is our new friend, they said. India will help us no matter what, they said. India will bail us out. It'll be buying our oil, they said. And now it turns out India cares only about oil discounts. And it's considering the international sanctions too. India cutting oil imports, Russian oil imports. That's news. Russian taxpayers lied to again? That's not news. That's fairly typical. The next news is very disturbing. Actually, disturbing news keep on coming from Europe. In Russia, we all know that Europe is supposed to freeze to death very soon. To prove that, Russians are even shown movies about Europeans freezing to death, how Russians turning off natural gas. The movies made with their own taxpayers' money, by the way. Check this out. Well, folks, I know I already showed you this movie even a couple times, but I absolutely love it. Made by Gazprom, sponsored by the Russian government. The winter will be long and cold, the lady sings. Europeans will freeze without Russian natural gas. Зима будет холодной и долгой. You know. Yeah, check this out. It's wonderful resource, full of resources, Russia, and shutting off natural gas to Europe. Just wait now. Incredible. Boom. Gas is off. European cities, nice, fantastic in the summertime, you know. Paris, or people, probably the Netherlands. And the winter comes and everyone is freezing to death. Russian winter, Russia's secret weapon. Зима будет холодной и долгой. Well, unbelievable. The Europeans, are you prepared to freeze to death? The thing is, even more disturbing news keep on coming from Europe. It must be true, you know. Check this out. So you can see it better. Right here. One of Russia's largest newspapers, Moskovsky Komsomolets, just released a very disturbing news. Folks, things are not well in Europe. Feverish. Moskovsky Komsomolets is telling you that. I quote, "Stolen Christmas. The Europe and Europeans are in horror from skyrocketed prices and high unemployment. The Europeans are also complaining of high prices for Russia's entry visas." Folks, this is brilliant. Are you complaining about Russia's high prices for Russia's entry visas? Well, just let me know in the comments, because I really would like to know. I kid you not. That's what the good newspaper says, and I just showed you the screenshot. But there's more. The very same newspaper gives us more disturbing news, and this time from the very heart of Europe, Germany, Deutschland. I quote, "The Europeans complain. Now, the cheapest Christmas duck will cost you €12, complaining Köln's resident Nikolai E." Now, what an authentic German name, by the way. Nikolai E. Sounds like straight out of Tula. But €12 for a duck, wow. You know, Gazprom was right after all. Europeans are starving. You can't even afford Christmas ducks anymore. That's, please let me know what you right there, you had personally for Christmas, and if you are from Europe. What'd you have? You couldn't afford duck, could you? Moskovsky Komsomolets says duck. And, it quotes Nikolai E. from Köln. Perhaps Tula, but nah, that's Köln. So I want to know. Well, disturbing news. Coming from Europe this week, okay? And I think from now on, this kind of disturbing news will be coming in from Europe and reaching the ears and eyes of Russians forever. Moskovsky Komsomolets. Wait a second. That's a familiar smell. I remember. I remember now. That's exactly like the Soviet newspapers of the past smelled like. Like bullcrap. The next news is very revealing. I won't say much. I won't say much. It's pretty self-explanatory. Maria Zakharova, the press secretary of the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Check this out.
的朋友们，我们愿望中国和中国人民众志成城，抗击疫情。在这个艰难的时刻，俄罗斯与中国同在。的支持，并祝愿中国人民取得最终的胜利。
How do you like that? Nice? Woo-hoo-hoo. That actually explains a lot. And the next news comes from Belarus or Belarusia, whatever you want to call it. Belarus has been led by a democratically elected president, Alexander Lukashenko. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of him. He's been leading the country since 1994. He's very democratically elected. It'll be 30th year of his presidency soon. Yes, 30 years. This guy won presidential elections 5 times. And every time he showed excellent results. Excellent. Every time he received over 120 of votes of all Belarusian voters. Wait a second. One election, he actually slipped. He showed subpar performance. Only 99.6 of all voters. But other elections were excellent, brilliant. This guy Lukashenko has the huge plans for Belarus. Some things he actually has already achieved. For example, like falling into complete dependency over its eastern neighbor and becoming a vassal state of Russia, or like becoming a nuclear power. Russian nukes arrived to the territory of Belarus in 2023, and even Lukashenko doesn't control them. He's incredibly proud of that. Or like producing world's largest dump truck. Belarus 75710 weighs 360 tons. Its height of its wheels is 4 meters, about 13 feet, and its price is $10 million. But Lukashenko's biggest plan is space. He wants to make Belarus a space nation. He wants to put Belarus onto world's map. Big time. Check this out. Right there. Belarus Cosmos, okay? They actually do have a space program. The guy's serious about that. He even created national space program, a real one, allocated some taxpayers' money to finance it. And the program isn't cheap, you understand? Imagine how much of research, development, manufacturing is involved into the space launch. Spacecraft, fuel, launch system, educating personnel, training astronauts, all these things. An entire brand new industry must be born. Actually, brand new industries, many of them. It helps to advance the country technologically, but it's very expensive and it takes lots of efforts. The news is that things didn't really go as planned in Belarus this year. The 5-time democratically elected president decided to postpone the national space program. All that high-tech research and development, personnel recruiting, construction of new spaceport near Minsk, and all other required actions on hold, and allocate the funds where they are needed the most now. All space program funds in 2024 will be transferred to the construction of a new potato storage facility. Well, wait. Let me explain. Don't laugh. It'll not just be a regular potato warehouse. It's a new, innovative, high-tech project. Not just a regular warehouse. No. It'll be big and very modern. It'll be, how do I say that, of cosmic scale? Cosmic scale, that's right. Entire funds of Belarusian space program will be spent on this construction project. It's going to be large. It'll hold 500 trucks full of potatoes. Something like this. The rumors have it, it'll employ 90 people. Will have digital locks with code access, these tiny buttons. It'll have 19 security cameras over the perimeter. The rumors have it, it'll be painted on the outside. Yeah, folks, it'll be painted on the outside. That's not bad. Wait, that's not it. I'll I'll tell you that it'll have an air conditioning system. So potatoes can be stored for a long time, much longer than usual. This innovative potato storage facility is actually so important. You know, it was given, and now I'm going to reveal you top secret of Belarus. So it's such a huge importance. It was given a special code name, Project Space Potatoes. The big question is, why would Belarusians replace their space flight program with the space potatoes? Strange. Well, I think that the next news sheds a little light onto the space potatoes mystery. The next news also comes from Belarus. It comes from the democratically elected Lukashenko. This time, Lukashenko has set out to help Russia. No more, no less. Lukashenko personally gave orders to Vitebsk chicken growing facility factory, one of the largest facilities of its kind in the country, right here, to supply Russia with some of its eggs. Yes, he ordered this factory, or, chicken factory, chicken egg producing facility, to supply some of its eggs to Russia. Yes, a couple weeks earlier, Lukashenko visited Russia and met Vladimir Putin. He was ordered to provide some eggs to Russia. As you know, there's an egg crisis going on in Russia. Check this out. This is the latest video from a large city of Saratov, where people line up to buy cheap eggs. This was filmed on December 31st, 3 days ago. So, Russia needs eggs. And Putin ordered Lukashenko to give him some eggs. Lukashenko is meeting Putin here, and he's very proud, telling him how Belarus is covering all own needs in agricultural products, including meat and eggs. And Putin told him, I quote, "Lukashenko, give us some of your eggs, don't be greedy." So Lukashenko gave orders to Vitebsk chicken factory, obviously, where they have eggs. And he is sharing some of the eggs with Russia, as Putin ordered. But you see, that Vitebsk factory was built fairly recently. And you see how important it has become. It also has some high-tech stuff. For example, coded locks, security cameras over the perimeter, and it's painted outside, perhaps even covered with siding. Vitebsk chicken factory must have also been a secret project of Lukashenko in the recent past. It must have been called the space eggs. Let me show you. Something like this, you see, the space eggs. The space eggs right there. You see how the things have worked out. That factory is a matter of national importance these days. Lukashenko received a tool of influence over Russia, over Putin, and that is a big deal. If he doesn't like something, all he has to do is tell Putin, I will stop giving you my eggs. And Lukashenko is a visionary. He knows that there are troubles cooking in Russia. He knows that today it's eggs, and tomorrow it could be anything. That explains the space potatoes perfectly well. Soon Russia will have shortages of potatoes and will demand potatoes from Belarus. And there you have it. The SpaceX high-tech facility is completed already and even painted outside. And Lukashenko gets more influence by creating space potatoes. The space eggs, then space potatoes. I wonder what's the next Belarusian space program will be spent on. Whew, folks, if at this point you're wondering how you can help this channel, it's easy. The best way is to hit the like button right there, always helps. Or to buy me a tea or coffee at buymeacoffee.com or become channel's patron at patreon.com. Either way would be fantastic and much appreciated. The links are down below. Thank you so very much. And the next news comes from Switzerland. You see, Switzerland is nothing like Belarus. I think that some Belarusians could even say that Switzerland is underdeveloped compared to Belarus, compared to Belarusia, you know. I think that the country doesn't have own space program. For goodness sake, what is that? Any normal country, of course, must have a space program. That spends on potato, chicken, and so forth. To defend the Swiss, I must say that they have something else. Something very important, something that the Belarusians or Belarusians don't have. Switzerland has new president every single year. Alain Berset was the president of Switzerland for whopping 1 year and left the office on December 31st. And this is how he decided to say goodbye to the Swiss. You know, this is funny and respectful at the same time. This goodbye to his fellow citizens and the voters. I bet this makes the Swiss feel really good. I have an idea for Belarusians. I think you need to allocate all the funds you have for another space program. Call it the Space President. Send Lukashenko to space. And after, you will have a chance to start looking at least somewhat tiny little bit like Switzerland. Lukashenko for the Space President 2024. How do you like that? Folks, this is it for today's World's News Update. I suggest now you check out another video I made documenting how I was fleeing Russia for good. The link is right here. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.